Man, it's such a great time to be a Nintendo fan. Nintendo truly blew us away with the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, and I am beyond excited for the Switch 2 to come out. The crazy thing is, it's coming in 3 months. I honestly thought they were going to schedule it for a holiday release, but they blew us away that it's coming so soon. But at the same time, the Switch did come out 8 years ago, so we have waited long enough. But anyways, I want to talk about the games that are really interested in me. First game was Mario Kart World. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I love Mario Kart, but I don't like it so much that I was looking forward to Mario Kart 9 or whatever the next sequel is going to be. But Mario Kart World definitely piqued my interest. I was actually pretty excited for this game. First of all, the game looks great. I love the fact that it's actually open world, and I'm curious of how they're going to implement that, because there's a water section that you can drive through. There's different areas for mountains and such. Honestly, the open world section looks great, and I just want to say that Diddy Kong Racing did it first. So, yeah, you should catch up, Nintendo. It's cool that you could actually do some wall grinding, and honestly reminded me of Sonic, and I was just thinking that Sonic should have been in that game for that reason. They at least ripped it off from Sonic. An interesting power-up that I saw was that based on the power-up, the character that you're using will change costumes. So I wonder if one costume indicates that you go faster or you have more armor, if the ability gains you some type of ability. But yeah, I gotta say, it looks great, and I'm definitely copying this, so good job, Nintendo. Next thing I want to talk about is the Switch features. First of all, that mic feature is really cool, that even with background noise happening, you can still talk to your friends. I love that Switch camera. It reminds me a lot of Discord, and I feel like kind of they were looking Discord as an inspiration. And it's cool that it seems like your friends are actually in the game, and I like how they kind of use that your friends are in the game. But the thing about the camera though, although it is cool, I feel like it's, with a lot of Nintendo products, it's probably going to be really expensive. So it's like a cool little bonus that I ultimately don't feel like it's going to be worth it. Like, I don't see it being cheaper than $60. Another Switch feature is the magnetic Joy-Con. Now, although I do think it's kind of cool that you can put the Joy-Cons with magnets, my only concern is that for some reason I just feel like it's just more susceptible to problems or issue with, because when you just slide it on, it seems very straightforward and simplistic, but I just feel like there's so many things that could go wrong. Now, I hope I'm wrong with that assumption, but all in all, as long as we're not getting Joy-Con drift, I'm okay with this. Another big improvement is having bigger shoulder buttons when you're just playing with a single Joy-Con. That's actually great. Like, I don't even have big hands myself, but even just trying to press it when I'm playing with a single Joy-Cons is so frustrating. So I'm so glad they made that improvement. Also, I really like the idea of the 3D sound, and I'm curious of how that's gonna impact games, especially with headphones. And oh my god, thank you for 256 gigs. Like, it's a matter of time, man. Like, I'm so glad Nintendo finally implemented that. Something that was a really cool game, or I guess you can call it tutorial, was the Nintendo Switch 2 Tour, which basically showed you how the Nintendo Switch 2 works and basically showing how the console was designed. Now, one thing that put a bad taste in my mouth was the fact that you had to pay for this. It just seems like an over-glorified instruction manual. And although it's cool, why would I pay for that? Like, I could just watch a YouTube video of it. And I feel like that was a wasted opportunity to not use the Mii's for that. But anyway, I really hope that it's like 99 cents. But really, it should be free. Like, that, no one should buy that. That's so stupid. Again, I mentioned this before, but I think it's incredible that we're getting this in a few months. I'm really excited for this console. But one thing I allegedly heard is it's gonna be $650. Like, what? Damn! The Switch, when it came out, was $299. Although, of course, the Switch 2 is an improved Switch, it's not that much better. Like, that's insane. I really hope that they bring the price down or something, because, like, the sad thing is I want to get it anyways. I'm still gonna complain though. Another interesting game is Dragon Drive. I love how Nintendo always has a unique approach to this, with playing basketball on a wheelchair and then you can dunk using the ramp. The thing about this game though, although I feel like it's a game that if you want to play a quick game or session with your friends, it's probably a great game to play. From the looks of it, and I hope I'm wrong, it seems like it lacks depth because like there's no really power up. It looks pretty straightforward in terms of you just shoot or dunk. Again, some games can look deceiving that it looks very simple if you just look at it, but it has a lot of depth and really fun. For example, like Tetris. So all in all, I love the idea of the game, and I'll definitely will look more into it. I don't see myself buying this game, but if there was a demo available, I would definitely play this game. Now, oh my god, guys, this has to be by far the biggest disappointment and letdown of the whole direct, and I'm gonna just rant because this one actually pissed me off. Like they fucking teased me. Oh my god. So from the looks of it, it looked like we were getting a Tears of the Kingdom, what I thought potentially was a DLC or a sequel, right, related to Tears of the Kingdom. And it seemed like it was gonna start Zelda, which I thought was very interesting because I've been recently going through Echoes of Wisdom, and I gotta say I thoroughly enjoy that game. It's kind of cool playing Zelda as like a mage type character and like playing through Zelda perspective. And one thing that I really liked about the game was that you can like people talk about Link and you see how much he impacts people's lives, which is really cool. Anyway, side note, but it seemed very interesting to like actually play as Zelda, and it actually had me hyped. I'm like, okay, like about time we finally play as Zelda. Tell me why we're getting a Hyrule's Warrior version of like, why do we need these samurai warrior type games? Like, who actually plays these games? Like, I feel like these games you play for 1 or 2 sessions and they're so repetitive. Like, oh my god, it really felt like a slap to the face. Like, please make a 3D Zelda game. And when I say Zelda game, I mean you play as Zelda, because Echoes of Wisdom really got me excited for the potential of playing a full AAA Zelda game playing as Zelda. Anyways, I hope whoever's happy is happy seeing that, but please, like, stop that goddamn series, man. Now, what I felt like what made up for the shitty piece of shit Hyrule Warriors bullshit was seeing the GameCube come to online services. I honestly did not think that Nintendo would bring GameCube games to online service. I thought was their approach was when they wanted to release a highly acclaimed GameCube game, we would just get a remaster or a remake if we're really lucky. But the fact that they did that genuinely surprised me, and because GameCube games are way more pricier than the NES. The only concern too is I hope that they don't increase Nintendo Switch Online price even more, or not to the point that it's so ridiculous. Because I know obviously GameCube games are like, these games are 15 to 20 hours, right? So we are getting a lot of value out of that. I hope they don't put the price crazy like that, but we are getting some solid games. We're getting Super Mario Sunshine, Wind Waker, Pokemon Coliseum. Like, these games are great and they're part of my childhood, so I'm so excited to replay them. I'm like, one question I do have, Nintendo, why do you hate Melee so much? Why couldn't they re-release Melee? Like, do they just hate Melee fans that much? I really don't understand why. Like, I really hope that they do. Like, it would be really nice to see Smash available on the Switch, so it just gives Melee players, or just other players in general, just more access to Melee, because it's so hard to just be able to play this game nowadays. So here's another interesting game that caught my attention, the game Dustblood. From the looks of it, we may potentially be getting a new Nintendo IP, and I'm really excited because I was gonna make a video of how I want more rated M/T games for Nintendo, because I do love my Mario, Zelda, Pokemons. I just feel like with Nintendo's creativity, I feel like they're leaving a lot on the table by not exploring different types of games, like, or different genre of games, whether it's horror, first person shooter. Like, with how Nintendo remixes these different types of and reinvents a game like Splatoon, is not a game really like that, right? So it's kind of cool that they're playing a game that's potentially T for teen or rated M, and this game looks kind of like Castlevania to Bloodborne-esque, and I feel like it's gonna play a little bit like Bayonetta, right? I don't know, but the thing is, we didn't get to see a lot of gameplay, just more of like cutscenes. So I'm really excited to learn more about this game, and excited to see like new games and new IPs being made while they also make sequels to the games we already love. So this is a game that kind of threw me off guard. We got a sequel to Kirby Air Ride. It's funny because I've only played this game literally once in my life at a friend's house, like for 20 minutes, just because he had the game and he was gonna take it off rent, and he's like, hey, you want to play this game before I return it back to Future Shop? If you guys even know what Future Shop is, it's an electronics store in Canada. Anyways, so I played it once, so it's cool that we're getting a sequel to that game, and the fact that Sakura is designing it, I trust it, and that's all the reassurance I need. I'm buying it. Now, Nintendo really saved the best for last. My prediction was I thought we were getting a Mario sequel, but we got something even better, and that's a sequel to Donkey Kong. I truly thought they forgot my boy, because I believe Tropical Freeze came out in 2013. Guys, that's over 12 years ago. So the fact that they made a Donkey Kong sequel, on top of that a 3D, it almost looks like it's open world Donkey Kong game, got me so excited. When I was initially watching the trailer, I honestly thought it was a Mario game, but I didn't see any of the Mario enemies. I was really unsure what I was watching. I'm curious as to why they chose the Mario movie design of Donkey Kong rather than the one we're more familiar with. And my thinking is because a lot of people watched the Mario movie and it did well, when making this game, they probably wanted to give Donkey Kong a more recognizable face. So when people buy this, like, oh, that's the one from the movie. That's my thoughts. Anyways, I like the new look. I do kind of miss the old one, but I welcome the new one. And I find it really cool how in this game, how you can kind of go bury underground and how he's breaking off pieces of the stage. Like, there's so much depth to that because you break off pieces of the stages, you can get to places you never could. And maybe you can break off certain pieces and then topple them on top of each other and use them as platform. Like, there's so much ways to approach this, so I'm so curious of how this game is going to play out. And one thing I found very interesting was that there was no recognizable Donkey Kong Country characters. I didn't see Diddy Kong, I didn't see King K. Rool, I didn't see Candy, I didn't see Cranky. So I wonder are we gonna see these characters? Are they gonna show up later in the game or not at all? Either way, this game looks really solid, and whatever way they approach this, I plan to cop this game. But anyways, guys, what do you think of the Switch 2 Direct? I'll love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and see you later.